start to put tension on my string drawback, I was like, okay, I'm gonna smoke.
It's him. You can look at the horns when he's dead. I'm in the zone. Let the arrow go is perfect.
When they lose their front shoulders, yeah, that's how you know they're smoking.
Went about 5-10 more yards. We probably went 20 yards to the tip, then we tried getting back up. I saw him pull up.
We rushed 4 meters rods that night. We got like 156 and something like that, and then the next day we came up to 163 even.
You're listening to the White Cat Outdoors podcast, bringing you to the table where we talk about the outdoors.
What up, everybody? Episode 128 of the White Cat Outdoors podcast. I was thinking about that today when I was mowing. I was just thinking ahead, like when we were about to come up on 100 podcasts, like what we were going to do and stuff. And I was like, I wonder what we're going to do for 200. I was like, we better start thinking about that soon because 100 came up a lot faster than I was expecting. And it's still a long ways away to 200, but they just keep on coming.
Yeah, it definitely will sneak up on us for sure.
Yeah, it will. I was thinking about that today.
It's great. Yeah. I mean, it almost like starting to lose track of like the number of episodes.
I've been losing track since day one.
Yeah, we know. I don't think like our only update really, our buddy over at WLD Productions killed some birds. So congratulations to you. I told him we'd have to have him back on.
Nice. Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
We had him on like a month ago, something like that.
Yeah, a few episodes back. Tom, how did the turkey hunting go over the weekend?
Had a lot of birds going, just could not sound sexy enough to make them want to come all the way in.
Couldn't get them going though.
No, I don't know.
You had decent weather though.
Perfect weather.
Nice.
Yeah, we did have some sheepdog that didn't help.
I saw some Snapchats of the.
Those were the sheep.
Yeah, so Tom and I were just getting started on our lap that we do up at that farm. And we get down into the woods, we start calling, and then all of a sudden, like, what in the hell is that? We got a little bit deeper into the timber, and what do you know, 2 big old white sheepdog.
84 sheepdog.
It's exactly it. Are you freaking kidding me? And, we actually did get a bird going after that, but I don't know. It didn't work out. And
yeah, I'm sure it didn't help you.
No, because they just run all over the place.
Yeah.
So that was pretty frustrating.
That sucks.
But for us here in Pennsylvania and New York, closing the book on turkey season.
Yep.
So
game over.
That can only mean one thing, gentlemen.
It means snakes are coming right up.
Well,
and
snakes, I was going to say, it's getting time to start thinking whitetails again.
Yeah, I've been thinking about them for a little bit because I haven't had any time to get in the turkey woods. So I've been setting my sights more forward to deer season.
So before we get into what I really want to talk about tonight, which is just like kind of goals going into this preparation and into the season, we are taking our new corn planter out on its maiden voyage this weekend.
It's exciting.
It's a maize planter.
He texted me yesterday. Right. He said, "Hey, we're planting maize on Sunday." I said, "Maize is corn, everybody."
But yeah, I think we should only refer to it as maize.
All right.
I'm way in.
May we
gonna go hunt the maize field tonight.
The maize field.
Yeah. May we only refer to it as maize? You know what I mean?
We may. Yeah. We maize.
It's amazing.
Praise with maize. So yeah, we. I'm excited about it.
I'm certain it'll be better than last year's maize.
I think it will be.
Last year it was corn.
That's the problem. We planted corn last year, not maize.
Yeah.
As long as we don't get 8 inches of rain the week after we plant.
Yeah, that was a wild July last year. That didn't even make sense.
And I think, honestly, the maize planter we have is a little bit better than what we were using last year, especially it articulates to match
keep an even
match the contour of the ground. So I'm excited about that. Fertilizer dumps right with it, so it's going to be slick. And
it'll save us time because we don't have to go over it more than once.
It's a great way to stay in shape.
Man, it's a great way to stay in shape.
So, Tom, I think, well, actually last Wednesday, Thursday?
Thursday we sprayed.
We sprayed.
The weekend before I went up and mowed. And we went up.
Was that a fiasco?
Yeah, that was a real pain in the nuts. But, you have farm equipment, it's going to break down at one point or another.
Yep.
It's just, you live and you learn.
That's a fact.
So, yeah, the gearbox blew up initially. That took a couple days to fix. Finally got up on, I think, Saturday or Sunday, was able to mow. We went up Thursday and sprayed, so it'll be about a week and a half after we spray that we'll go up and plant.
Yeah, Tom, I think, is heading up Friday just to rototill and come back. And then the whole crew's going up, I believe, correct?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, the whole crew is going to be there for the weekend. I don't know, we're either Saturday night or Sunday morning going to head out, plant corn. I think we're just doing corn for now. We're going to wait on the rest of our food plots.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But we got all the fertilizer, all the maize ready to go.
I'm excited.
And I did want to mention this is going to be our third and potentially final attempt at beans this year. We've had a run-in with, there's no other bean fields around there. And our bean field's small. It's probably just over a half acre. So we plant beans. They start coming up really nice. And then the deer mow them down.
And somehow they just disappear overnight.
So we're going to try something this year. We're going to put up a double fence to try and keep the deer out. And I saw online today that you can actually buy a solar-powered electric fence.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're like $150.
How strong are they?
I don't know.
Okay,
Probably strong
so
enough.
Well, they're
what's the benefit?
5-mile electric fence. It can.
No, I didn't mean like how strong is the current? Like 110 volts? Or...
I don't know, but if it can charge 5 miles of wire, it's got to be.
There's a decent bit of electricity.
What's the benefit of the electric wire if we're doing a double fence?
If the deer tries to work its way through instead of jumping over, if they go, maybe I can put my head under and try and crawl through, and then they get zapped, then they're not going to try it again.
How when you do that stuff, how long before the season are you supposed to take it? Or like I should say, when you want to hunt it, how long before are you supposed to take it down?
Oh, I think it would take them a day or two to find it.
I feel like it'd be something you could do. Open it in one spot.
Yeah, then just put a stand right there. Honestly, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Just open up 50 yards of it and then give them one way.
But
I don't know if it should be legal.
Well,
We have to look into that before we go into that.
Here in PA, you can bait deer in the summer. You got to pull it 30 days before the season.
Yeah.
But, when we put our mineral blocks out or our corn feeders and we hang a camera on it, you get pictures that night.
Yeah, basically immediately.
Yeah, doesn't take them long. Mm-hmm. So, they're going to be coming out to that field every night anyway because there's multiple other food sources. So they'll walk out and, fence is down.
Better get in there.
So
then they'll get an arrow right in the side.
Yeah.
Big old buck.
So basically, to elaborate on that double fence, what you do is you run 2 different fence lines about 4 feet apart. On the outside, you put one about 4 feet off the ground and about 2 feet off the ground. And then on the inside fence row, you just run one line down the middle.
Like 3 foot?
Yeah.
So that sounds about like middle.
Yeah. And apparently deer don't have good depth perception. And when they jump up and they jump right back down. So they have no problem jumping a fence. But if you have a 2-row fence, they can't tell how far apart the rows are. So they don't feel comfortable jumping it.
I think it's important to say that we're speaking from experience. We have done this before.
Yeah.
And it's worked. This isn't just a theory of ours. We've done this before in the past with cornfields, and it does work really well. Mm-hmm. We didn't use it for the purpose. Well, I guess it was to keep the deer out.
Because it was sweet corn.
Yeah, it was sweet corn that we were trying to eat ourselves. So we know it does work as long as it's set up properly. I think it's going to be what saves the beans.
Yes. Let's friggin' hope, because I would like some beans out there.
I would too, because we'll be the only bean field.
Yeah.
So if this doesn't work, I'm saying piss on it.
You gonna go with maize over there then, or something different, or?
I don't know. We'll see how the maize comes up this year.
Lots of radishes.
That'd be a big radish field.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
That would be.
Yeah. So, Tommy, we're in pretty much, I would say, about full swing of whitetail season prep. What are you looking to achieve this year?
For deer season or for whitetail preparation season?
Well, I mean, it leads into the same thing, I think.
Well,
because everything you're doing through preparation is to
Hit that end goal.
Yeah, hit the end goal. So why don't you start with goals for your preparation and then lead into why you're doing that to achieve, the end
So
goal.
my main goal for preparation is to have all of our food plots turn out excellent. We had a beautiful May last year, and we got all gung-ho, got everything planted in late May, early June.
We
and
had
then,
like 90% done before Memorial Day last year.
Yeah.
and then it just rained and rained and
2
rained.
months.
Yeah, and drown out everything.
Yeah.
So
The one day we went up there and there was a literal like creek stream running through Frank's food plot.
Yeah. It was a lot.
So this year we got to get the corn in the ground,
The what?
maize.
Idiot.
So then we're going to wait till late July, early August to plant everything else. So I'm hoping, we don't get that 8 inches of rain that just ruins
I feel like
everything.
that was just such an anomaly in July last year with all that rain. Like I cannot in my life
Historically,
remember.
that's not how it
Yeah,
works.
I can never remember a July that was that wet. So
Yeah, but I'm just not going to take any chances.
no, I wouldn't take the chance either. But that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't think it's going to hurt to do it later. Because
No, not at all. It's
we
just-
did a lot of last minute food plots because of it last year, and it turned out fine.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, I
So-
think it's going to be money.
So we're going to have some maize. We're going to have some corn.
What?
We're going to have
Maize
some
is
maize.
corn, Tom.
We're going to have some maize. We're going to have some beans, clover, chicory, radishes, brassica.
You hoping to have any whitetail buck deer munching on the clover?
Absolutely. Which
Plenty.
that brings me to my next point.
Don't smoke crack.
That too. I am going to try and hunt. I tried it last year. Didn't really work out. Well, I mean, it kind of worked out. I want to pick a target buck before the season and hunt that buck.
How are you going about picking your target buck?
I'll know him when I see him.
I get what I'm getting at with that question is, are you going to use strictly trail cameras? Are you doing any preseason scouting, spotting? Like, what are you going to do to find that target buck is, I guess, what I'm getting at.
Mainly trail cameras. Being, I work a 40-hour-a-week job. I don't have all the time in the world to go out and scout.
Mm-hmm.
And I only have, it's a...
The time we do have, it's usually spent on property management, really.
Yeah. So trail cams mainly. I like to keep most of my trail cams on food sources in the early season because that's, where the deer are typically hanging out that time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So especially in the summer, you'll get big mature bucks coming out in daylight, which is nice. So I just want to know that I have them on the farm. And then from there, I'll try and narrow it down, figure out where they're coming from, try and figure out where their bed is. And then I'm more of a transition area kind of guy and a food source area kind of guy. I don't like to go right into the bedding.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you don't know what you're doing, you can really hose yourself.
No, you and I typically start on the outskirts of the property and slowly to November work our way in. I mean, if you remember from years past, a lot of our early season hunts are spent on the food sources that we put on the outskirts. They're not very intrusive. You can sneak in and out very easily without putting too much pressure on the property.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll move in, come November when it's... for us, it makes more sense to be risky in November versus, October 1st.
Yeah.
Well, I think especially in November, you're going to have new bucks coming onto the property that... Well, come November, I'm throwing the whole target buck thing out the window.
just going to get out, if this is your goal, you've pretty much got till October 20th at the latest, really.
Yeah. Which I did it 2 years ago, picked out a target buck, had him on trail camera, had him patterned, went in when I had the right opportunity, wind and everything was right, buck came out, I just...
Biffed it.
Yeah, just hosed it up, so...
I mean, that happens. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
But I learned from it. Won't make that mistake again.
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
No, I mean, I know the feeling. I mean, I had what would have been my best buck, inside bow range. I was at full draw, and I couldn't seal the deal. Like that is.
It's frustrating.
It is. Yeah.
You just stand there shaking your head like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, because like that was the first. I mean, I've been hunting whitetails with a bow for 13 years, and that was the first deer I've ever drawn back on and didn't release an arrow.
Yeah.
And of course, it's my best one.
Yeah. It's
Would have
usually
been.
how it goes.
But so, if you get once the rut hits, throwing it out the window.
Yeah, like that big buck I shot in New York last year. I never knew he was on the farm.
Well, you killed him 2 days after he showed up on camera.
No, he showed up November 9th. I killed him November 13th.
4 days. Sorry.
Yeah, but I didn't check cameras until...
Yeah, we had
After
no
that.
idea
Yeah,
he
we
was
didn't
there.
know. I'm just saying, like
Cameras knew, we didn't.
Yeah, it was after my buck, after I shot him, that I went through, pulled all the cards, and was like, oh, he's been here for a few days, but we did not have one picture
You know
of
what
him
that
in the
tells
summer.
me though, is that we had hot does on our property.
Mm-hmm. We had reason for him to be there later in the season.
And then that's not something we've had in the past.
No.
That was one thing I put together with that is the influx of buck activity we got in early November last year was directly because we were able to keep does on the property longer.
Mm-hmm.
So that was huge. So once the rut hits, what's your next goal? Buck that gets you excited?
Shoot a big buck, yeah. Probably going to shoot one in PA, one in New York again. That was fun last year, so I think I'll do it
would you
again.
do
It is a
again?
good time.
Yeah.
They don't call you two-state Tommy for nothing.
Yeah, it's got to be better than... It's got to be about 120, I think, for me to throw an arrow at it.
At least feels like 120 from the stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, once your blood starts pumping, you'll know what's the right one.
Yeah.
That's how I judge them. I mean, I could sit here and tell you I'm holding off for a 120 or 130 or something, but everybody that's sat in the deer woods, sometimes
Every deer is different.
certain bucks just fire you up. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, how they come in. Like, I think a big thing for me is if I'm sitting there fantasizing about how this hunt's going to lay out and it happens that way.
Yeah. You might drop the standards just a
Yeah,
little bit
'cause
because
it's
it went
like-
so perfect.
Yeah, because I've had stands, where I'm like, I was setting up a certain way, and it's like, I think they're gonna come across the creek, they're gonna come up this way, and it's just gonna be perfect. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden here, like slashing water and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, it's actually gonna happen. It's a spike that time, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it gets you fired up when you.
When the plan all comes together, yeah, no doubt.
What I kind of like to do is you go get drunk the night before, and you wake up
You're giving away a pro tip here that
super early, and you're still
the
a little
Whitetail
bit...
fitness crowd doesn't want people to know this.
Yeah. But you got to be a little bit hungover so you don't feel real safe in a lock-on. So you choose to hunt the closest ladder,
Which
and,
is your brother's stand.
and you smoke a big buck out of it.
It's perfect.
I've seen it 100 times.
But in the rut, I kind of
Whatever
hunt
feels
with my
right.
heart. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything
Tom
can show
turns
up.
into a biker when it comes to the rut.
Biker never knows. But no, I mean, I know there's spots that deer move through
Pitch
the rut,
points, yeah.
but you don't know what deer is going to be moving there.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
So for me, my early season is very similar to Tom's. Just getting all of our food plots in and actually having them come out right. I mean, a lot of that has to depend on the weather for us.
Yeah.
And
I think
then-
we're going to have it this year, though.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. The maize planter got me really excited.
Not only is it a maize planter, it also doubles as a bean planter.
Oh yeah,
That's
we can do
nice.
beans with it. I forgot about that.
Are you all right?
No, I was trying to think of a funny thing to say, like amazing beans.
Maize.
But it just turned out to be stupid. The other thing I'm looking for like preseason and stuff is I really enjoy spotting, and I'd like to do more of that this year. I mean, me and Tom do a fair amount of it. I mean, that's if we're bored in the summertime, it's like,
Spotting.
hey, let's go spotting. We'll just cruise around. Usually hit the fields we can hunt, but sometimes it's just fun to check other places.
Yeah,
And
just
who
go
knows?
see what's in the area.
Yeah, sometimes you can get permission, and it turns out to be a great hunt. Who knows? But for the season, I'd like to continue filming this year. I really enjoyed that last year. I'd like to get a buck of my own filmed, like a kill shot. I got one for Tommy last year, which was super cool. It was the way it was being filmed. It looked a lot like, it reminded me of like watching the Outdoor Channel with, self-filming is cool and all, but like it was just cool to have a second person in the tree.
Yeah.
To experience that with.
And it made Tom's life easier for...
Yeah, he didn't have to worry about a camera.
Yeah.
No, I'd say piss the camera. Like, I haven't shot enough big bucks to
worry about that.
So I'll be straight up with you. And there's going to be some people out there that are probably going to disagree with me or be upset about this. But I don't think filming is that hard. I'm just going to throw
there's going to be a lot of people upset about that.
I'm just saying it has not screwed me up yet. And I started filming last turkey season. Got 4 turkey kills on camera. And
just because you said that, you're going to have some shit go down this year with that camera.
You know what? And I will eat it with a big old spoon if that's the case.
You'll have to eat your hat.
No, right after Tom eats his. No, I just, in my experience, and I can only speak on my experience.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's going to be some guy out there that tells me, well, you just haven't done it enough, and he's probably right.
Probably.
But at this point, the way I film, and maybe that's part of it, is I have my camera zoomed out, and it can pretty much I can put that camera in a general direction, and it catches everything I need it to.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that makes it easy for me is I am more worried about killing the animal than I am getting on camera.
Yeah.
So while there's one guy that's, messing around trying to get the perfect shot, I'm just trying to get him in frame, and I'll let
it go,
let fate take it from there. And it's actually been perfect so
Well,
far.
yeah, we have enough editing software that you can get the deer in frame, maybe zoomed way out in the upper left-hand corner, but
Yeah.
you can zoom it in. And
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I'm really doing it for myself anyway, and I think that makes it a little bit easier. Like, I don't have any pressure.
I was going to say, it kind of takes the pressure off.
Yeah, like, I'm not doing it for anybody but myself. Someday I'd like to get them, or not published, but, like, put together into
a couple
piece.
videos, yeah.
But I'm just enjoying filming, so I want to continue to do that, and hopefully I get challenged this year and I can come back on after season and be like, yeah, actually,
shit's a little harder than it looks.
Yeah. But I guess where I'm going with that is if you've been considering filming and there's a bunch of hard asses on social media telling you that it's so hard and everything, maybe don't take it.
Don't get
so
discouraged.
Yeah, don't get discouraged with that, and I bet you can do it.
Because most people do kind of have that stigma about it, that it's hard, you're going to mess up a bunch of shots because of this, you're going to ruin some hunts. And not to say that you won't, but like you're saying, through your experience, it doesn't seem quite as bad as most people want to play it off.
No, and I think the reason it works that way for me is, like I said, I have no pressure to produce.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for myself. And if you can truly make yourself believe that's what you're doing, if you got other motives for this video to, then maybe you're not going to be able to do it that way. But for me, it truly is for myself and my own benefit. And the other part is just that, like, I am more worried about getting the kill than actually filming it. The filming is second to me.
Yeah.
And because it's second, I just keep it at a wide angle and let it do its thing.
Yeah.
So it works for me. So, like I said, I'd like to. Obviously, that means I got to get a buck with a bow. I have never shot 2 deer in a season.
Really? Not even a buck and a doe?
I don't think so.
Huh. That's surprising.
I'm trying to. The only time I may have, and I'd have to go back and look, is when I shot the spike in muzzleloader a couple years ago. I can't remember if I shot a doe.
Yeah, you may have gotten
there.
a doe. I can't remember.
Like I said, but as it sits right now, I can't remember a season that I did it. So that's my 2 goals this year are film my own buck kill, and I want to kill 2 deer in a season. Like, not like just archery season. Like, I want to get 2 deer from
throughout.
October to February.
Yeah.
That wraps it up for me. Maybe follow one of those Whitetail fitness regimens.
Yeah, that's a good
really
good goal.
enjoy doing that.
yeah, we should start working out for prepping for dragging deer out of the
Yeah,
woods.
12-ounce curls.
It's real important.
Well, actually, we should talk to Phil over at South Hill Bats for a weighted shot bat.
There you go.
There-
That's a really good
That's
idea.
the only workout I'm looking forward to. So, grit your teeth, drag the buck out, be a
Be a
wuss.
man.
Rip a cig.
Yeah. do whatever you
I
need.
love when people call them heaters. That's my ripping heaters.
Yeah.
I like that saying. That
I've
sounds
actually
tough.
Never heard that.
Really, you've never heard that?
Uh-uh.
I bet Tom's heard it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I did hear somebody refer to. Now we don't chew anymore, but I heard somebody make a comment or call it a mulch pile, like
mulch
for
pile.
like a big chew.
Oh, putting in a mulch pile, huh?
Yeah,
I can
like
get
it.
behind it.
yeah. I was like, yeah, I was all in.
How about that?
So that's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat.
So yeah, that wraps up for me. Whitey, what do you got?
So my goals are basically, it's going to sound almost exactly like last year. As far as like the early season goes,
Just
obviously,
have a good time.
yeah. I want the food plots to come in famously up in New York, just like you guys. But I want to, I said it last year, I really want to focus on this one piece of property that got logged really hard. But then I got hosed on that last year because they stopped logging, then came back and started logging again right before the season. So I didn't get to hunt that property the way that I wanted to and really figure it out last year. It kind of, it really messed up my season. And I was kind of in a funk all last season just because of that. It just threw me way off. I wasn't in the right mindset.
Tom and I both noticed that you were just off for all of
Yeah.
the season. Like
I
it
was-
wasn't even that just that property.
Yeah, it was
Like,
everywhere.
Yeah, you were
It was
just
trash.
not into it.
It was. I mean, I was trying, but I just never. I never had an opportunity. I never even had a day in the woods where I was like, okay, I'm in it now. Like I feel like something's gonna happen tonight. Like everything about last season just felt lackluster to me. Like I wasn't in the game anywhere, and I think it's because I put so much focus on that one property that I just kind of, I don't know, my mind wasn't there. It just wasn't.
That's the same property that we spent, like during the summertime we were out scouting that.
Yeah.
field. So like we kind of put a lot of eggs in that basket.
Yeah, I did. And I don't care if it bites me in the ass again this year. I'm putting even more eggs into that basket this year because but right before the season, before they started logging again, I had some really nice bucks. I had probably 6 bucks that I would have shot last year.
Yeah, it was looking very promising. I remember all those videos.
Yeah, and
Are they done logging?
yes, they are for real. I don't know what else they have to cut because there's nothing left up there. So I did not hear of any of those nice bucks that I was seeing get shot or saw them get hit by cars or anything like that. So there should be a really, really good crop of bucks up there this year. And with all the tops laying around, it's going to be hopefully very dense buck population cruising through our part of that square. So I'm going to go full bore on that property and really try to seal the deal there and figure out how they're moving around. I'm going to bombard it with trail cams early in the year, try to figure out how they're accessing the property from the neighboring properties, and I'm going to bear right down, and it's going to happen. I had 2 years in a row where I killed a buck in PA in New York, then the following year I killed in PA in North Carolina, and last year I didn't kill anything. So I'm going to get back on the board with a monster buck this year. And
That brings up a good point. I know Tom already gave his goals, but he's due to not contribute to the Deer Cam series.
he is due.
I hope I'm wrong.
Why?
Hope I'm wrong.
I've contributed every year.
That's why he's saying you're due to not do it.
The first year, I didn't. We had to wait. We had to do a bonus episode because it was so
Frank
late.
contributed last year.
I shot a doe.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
You're the only one that
No. So
hasn't
we
contributed.
well.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't. I guess you could say that I didn't shoot a buck last year, so I didn't.
Neither did I. I shot a
Yeah,
duck.
but I'm saying I didn't contribute that much. I guess neither did you, but still.
we gotta rely on Tommy Two State.
Yeah. Well, I might get back to
just-
2 states. I'm definitely gonna focus
We need
hard.
to get Tom a hat. This is Tommy Two States.
I would wear it. Wear
You
the
better
shit out
wear
of
it. That'll be your Christmas present this year. That'll be your
You should-
October 1st
You
Christmas
should
present.
put it in the white elephant because then nobody would want it.
That's a fact.
So
Tom would have to take that.
I wouldn't.
Make somebody else wear it.
hat. Yeah.
That would be hilarious. But yeah, honestly, like, even if it comes down to it, like, I want to shoot a nice buck in New York. I want to dethrone Tom's scrub buck, but
Get real.
but if it means taking my focus off of PA, I'm gonna spend almost every day I can hunting that property. I want to really bear down and kill a nice buck on that property because I know there's some really nice ones there. I want to figure that place out now that it's been logged, and that is going to be my hardcore time spent this season.
So for me, like based on like when you're saying you're putting most of your eggs in that basket and everything,
All of them, every one of them.
my new job has me pretty much in the center of the two main properties I hunt. I can either go to New York or I can go down to where the other farm is. It's about an equal distance between the two. So for me, I think a lot is going to have to do with what my cameras are doing.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to try and be very fluid. And I want to try and get back to, this was one of the goals I actually was thinking about on the way here and forgot to bring up. I want to get back to a way I used to hunt and more more instinct versus thinking too much on
Analytical,
stuff.
overly analyzing things.
So when I was in college, I didn't have a ton of time to hunt. So I just went in and hunted. And that's the only way I can describe it.
Just simple. Go out and get time in the woods. Any moment you can be there, be there.
And I killed 3 years in a row. Opening day, it was done. And pretty decent bucks.
Yeah. They got bigger every year.
Yeah. And then I got out of college. I got all this extra time to hunt and scout and do all these things.
Listen to podcasts, read articles.
That's one thing I haven't been doing as much lately. Just because of my line of work, I can't listen to podcasts anymore. I used to sit in an office a lot. So I don't do that anymore. So that's, I think, going to help, honestly.
Yeah. I definitely feel like people do get a little. I mean, it helps to be analytical and really focus on those certain things, but you can get distracted by that stuff. I think.
I feel like podcast it's the wrong, because that's too general.
Yeah.
Because a lot of podcasting is entertainment.
Yeah.
It's not even just hunting.
Yeah.
But when you're trying, I want more articles is my big problem is. Reading up on stuff and not actually just experiencing things.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is I don't listen to podcasts. I don't read articles. The only thing I do is I watch the Outdoor Channel, but that's strictly
entertainment. Yeah.
Well, and I do that on YouTube strictly, it's just entertainment, but I don't have to watch commercials. That's why I use YouTube.
Yeah. But reason being is I'm hunting in northwestern PA and southeastern New York, or southwestern New York,
and upstate New York.
Yeah, and a little bit upstate New York. What these guys are saying on their podcast and hunting shows, hunting bucks in the Midwest, does not pertain to the property I'm hunting.
And that's why we developed the White Cat Outdoors podcast.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of guys hunting in areas like us that's not.
Don't
Iowa.
talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's we're not Iowa. We don't pretend to be. And I think that's what.
And you can take little snippets of those things and apply it. But for overall, when you're the way they talk about, these huge tracts of land that they're hunting, that's not how we hunt. We don't have the same contour of the ground. We don't have the same agriculture. It's a totally different.
And we don't have the population of 150-inch bucks.
Yeah. And we have more hunters.
Yeah. The density of hunters is unreal.
But I've talked to people that have gone out to Illinois, Iowa, those big buck states, and there's just so many big bucks. You just drive around and they're standing in people's front yards eating their rose bushes. There's just so many of them.
We don't have that.
Mine that hunts up there every year over in Illinois, he has a lease. For 3 nights in a row last year, he passed up a 140 class whitetail just because he knew that there was bigger. You're not seeing guys passing 140s in PA.
Yeah.
But I did read one article that said,
Truth
it has nothing to do with the tactics of hunting. No, it was just basically saying that killing a 150 in the Midwest is no different than killing a 2.5-year-old whitetail here.
Yeah.
You're gonna irritate some Midwesterners on that, which I don't care.
Most of the Midwesterns don't even deer hunt.
You can
Most
probably
of
beat them in
the
a bar fight anyways.
yeah, most of those Midwesterns they are all waterfowl hunters.
That's true. There's a lot of waterfowl.
Yeah,
hunters out
all
there.
the people that are hunting the Midwest
Big
are
duck
coming
guy.
from here
Yeah,
to hunt the Midwest.
That's a fact. So they can suck it.
Yeah. So I mean, is that everybody? Any other?
No,
goals
that
or-
wraps me up. I'm focusing on that one property, and I'm going to get it done. So I'll see you guys probably mid to late October on Deer Camp Series.
So you're not going to be around at all until then? Is that
Yep,
what you're-
just write me off until then, and I'll
All
come
right.
back with a big buck.
Smell you later. We won't miss you. Don't want the door hitting you in the ass. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming out for 128 weeks
Heck
in a
yeah.
row. We haven't missed yet. I can't. We keep saying that. We had 1 week where we were delayed,
We were a little late.
but it was still in the week, so that's pretty
It
cool.
counts. We don't.
Well,
I
I think it's
dread-
because you were dying.
No, that wasn't even the week.
No, it was a different time.
We had a technical error with our host. That was the
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
No, when I was trying to check out in the hospital, I remember I went in on a Tuesday. We podcast on Wednesdays. Everybody knows this.
I think that week we did it Saturday.
Well, yeah, because I remember Tuesday. Once the Dilaudid finally kicked in a little bit and I could function, I texted Frank and said, "Hey, this is the scoop. Not sure if I'm going to be out of here in time for tomorrow." And then I was like, "We'll just do it Thursday to make it easy." And then I was
Still in the
Thursday
hospital.
morning. I'm like, "Hey, Frank, not looking good. Maybe Friday." And he's like, "Yeah, sounds good." And then like Friday morning, I'm like, "Hey,
How about Saturday
not
night?
looking good Friday either." So we did it Saturday, and
Still going strong.
then I remember I went back in Sunday
Yeah, you did not have much time. You had just enough time for the podcast.
and to kill
And
some
turkeys.
turkeys.
2 turkeys.
Yeah, I had 2 days, and I did a podcast and shot 2 turkeys.
That's all you needed.
Yeah, okay, that goes right back to my point. When I don't have any time,
yeah,
that's when I
you
kill.
were saying it earlier. That's
So-
the fact.
I
You
just-
just got to go in there and get it done.
That's what I said. I'm going back to the way I used to hunt. I'm dropping off all this other crap.
Thank you. It's
And-
pissing me off.
Yeah,
Tom's been saying it for years. He's sick of your bull crap.
Tom's gonna be sick of me shooting all these big bucks.
He might be.
You know, they used to say I was just lucky, but I mean, 3 times in a row. Come on,
And
That's
not ever since. I don't know.
I've killed
Sounds
one
like
buck
what?
since.
The spike.
Still a buck. uh, its dick was huge.
Big old balls on that thing.
Yeah, we all know snoods and balls. That's how we measure animals around here.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess on the snoods and balls talk, I guess we'll sign out there. Congratulations to all the successful turkey hunters. And if you didn't get one, I hope you had a good time. Snake season's right around the corner, and so is whitetail. So make sure you guys are all staying outside.